Welcome. Take a moment, because what I'm about to share isn't just astrology, it's a message of destiny meant only for you. Have you ever felt like you've been fighting for too long, the fire in your heart almost burned out, and you wondered if there's still a miracle left for you in this life? Believe this, August 29th, 2025 is not just another day. It is a once-in-a-thousand-year moment, when love and wealth, two rivers that once felt so far apart, finally flow together in your life. And to understand why, we have to begin at the very source with the eternal flame of Aries. There are moments in life when we sit in silence and look back, and suddenly realize we've walked a long road of headwinds. For Aries, you are the warrior of fire, the pioneering flame of the zodiac. You were born to carve a path to bring light into places still covered in shadow. Yet perhaps more than once you've asked yourself, why does that flame flicker? Why does it sometimes feel as if the whole world is trying to put it out? You've stood in lonely days where no one seemed to understand. You've lifted your head to fight against hardship, even when your hands trembled with exhaustion. There were moments you thought you alone had to carry the sky with no one beside you. But hear this, those days were not meaningless, because it was the darkness that trained you. It was the wounds that taught you the truth that suffering is not the end. It is the foundation of awakening. In the scriptures, God once said, "The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it." That is the message for Aries. Your flame, no matter how small, can never be extinguished. It may have dimmed, but it was never gone. And now, imagine a miraculous moment drawing near. August 29th, 2025. A day history will call your name. A day the universe has been holding for 1,000 years, to give you a new beginning where wealth and love meet in the same breath. It may sound distant, but for those who believe, for those who dare to open their hearts, it is no dream. You've waited for this longer than you can remember, perhaps even across lifetimes. And now, that promise is being fulfilled. The universe never forgets the seed it planted in your soul. Just as God never forgets the tears you shed in silence when no one was watching. Every crack in your heart was a doorway for light to enter, making you more whole, more radiant. Think of this. How many times have you fallen, yet risen again? How many times betrayed, yet still chose to believe in love? How many losses, yet still you opened your heart to life once more? That is not weakness. That is proof of a strength so enduring even you sometimes fail to see it. The flame of Aries is the flame of beginnings. You are not one who follows, you are the one who goes first. You clear the path. You take more wounds, but you are also given more chances to be reborn than anyone else. And August 29th is the universe's way of declaring, you've gone far enough, you've endured enough, and now it is time for the light to return. I know, patience feels thin, but every delay was to teach you how to grow roots within yourself. Like a seed buried deep in the soil, appearing dead, yet storing up energy, only to bloom once in a brilliance greater than it ever was. That day, you'll see that money is not just a tool, but liberation. It frees you to live the dreams your heart has longed for, and love will arrive not to cage you, but to lift you higher. You will no longer have to choose between dreams and peace, between independence and love. This time, the universe wants you to have both, and I believe that is grace. Grace from God, from the universe, from the resilience you've proven all these years. On that day, you'll know every tear that ever fell was not wasted. They became rivers nourishing your roots, and from them you rise like a radiant tree bearing fruit for the world. You were not born to live only for yourself. You are the pioneer, a reminder to the world that even when every door closes, a fire still burns from within. And that fire can light the way for others. So allow yourself to believe at least this once, that you are worthy. Worthy of love that is pure and unconditional. Worthy of abundance that flows endlessly. Worthy of a blessing written 1,000 years ago. And when that flame rises again, the question is, what will truly happen when you step into that destined hour? Are you ready to watch the chains dissolve and to feel rebirth begin within your very heart? My dear Aries, when we talk about freedom, most people think of a miracle coming from outside. A hand from the heavens reaching down, clearing every obstacle, opening a path for you to walk. But true freedom never comes only from the outside. It begins the very moment you decide to unlock the chains you've placed on yourself. And August 29th, 2025 will be that moment. A cosmic bell ringing, not to change the world out there, but to awaken your soul, to make every heartbeat, every breath, every thought come alive again. Listen closely to your own body. Have you ever felt your heart race at certain turning points as if the blood itself wanted to catch fire again? That is the sign of life, the flame returning after a long winter. You've lived through limits. You've carried the weight of poverty. You've held wounds so tightly as if they were your destiny. But remember this, every chain is forged from fear. And when you release fear, the chains dissolve. That is where freedom begins. Freedom is not erasing the past. It is learning to see the past with new eyes, the eyes of gratitude. Because the very pain that once brought you to your knees has made you steel, strong enough to walk into a new era. Perhaps you've had a moment in your life when you knew, right then and there, you would never be the same again. A decision, a loss, a tear, or a whispered prayer in the dark. And from that moment, a new chapter opened, one you could never return from. August 29th will be a moment like that, but 1,000 times deeper. A shockwave in the heart, like lightning from God striking down, frightening yet freeing. It does not come to destroy you, but to release everything that no longer belongs to you. You will see the limits that held you shatter, like an old shell breaking away to reveal someone new, more confident, more radiant, truly free. And then you'll see money was never the enemy. Poverty was never a permanent mark. They were lessons, obstacles meant to teach you the value of abundance. So when prosperity flows in, you won't cling to it in fear, you'll let it nourish bigger dreams. Dreams that serve not only you, but your community, your world. And love does not come to trap you in a cage. It arrives like a fresh wind, igniting the fire in your heart, making you stronger, deeper, more aware of the beauty in your own vulnerability. True love does not erase who you are. It reveals a higher version of you. So hear me, freedom is not waiting for someone else to bring the key. Freedom begins the moment you look into your own heart and realize the shackles were always an illusion, and gently you set them down. God never intended for you to live in chains. He placed a fire in you so you could light the darkness, so you could live in freedom, love, and grace. That is why, when August 29th comes, don't be surprised if you feel an eruption inside your chest, as if your very blood is burning, as if every cell is breaking open to welcome a new life. That is rebirth. And you, the one who has fallen many times but always risen again, you are the living proof of resurrection. Pause for a moment, think of your own story. Have you ever lived through a turning point where you knew, from this moment on, my life will never be the same? If you have, share that story, because your story could be the very light, guiding someone else still lost in the dark. And when you open your heart to tell it, something beautiful happens. The pain grows lighter, and your strength multiplies. That is the gift of freedom, not turning you into someone else, but returning you to your truest, most radiant self. August 29th, 2025 is simply a door, but the choice to walk through is yours. Choose to believe, choose to open, choose freedom. And when you do, you won't just change your destiny. You'll light the way for weary souls all around you. Now, as the flame breaks free, as Aries rises in a new form, to step into that new era, you must understand the two torches of the cosmos waiting to guide your way. My dear Aries, when we speak of rebirth, we often imagine an explosion, a single event that changes everything. But the truth is, after that flash of lightning, you will need two torches to light the long road ahead. Uranus and Saturn, two planets that seem to oppose each other, yet together they hold the secret of balance in your life. Picture Uranus like a sudden bolt tearing across the sky. It comes when you least expect it, opening bold opportunities no one else can see. It pushes you to step off the beaten path, to lay your hand on doors never opened before. And for Aries, the pioneer, this spirit is no stranger. You were born to challenge, to enter places where others hesitate. Uranus fills your veins with creativity and eruption. It gives you the daring needed to turn dreams into reality, to speak truth aloud, even when the world stays silent. But lightning, no matter how bright, fades in an instant. If you live only on bursts of fire, you will soon burn out. That is when Saturn arrives, not loud, not blazing, but steady, unshakable like stone. Saturn is the planet of foundation, of discipline, of unbroken commitment. It reminds you, no tower is built by light alone. It is built brick by brick, step by step, with patience. Aries, you love freedom. Freedom is the air that feeds your flame. But let me tell you this, freedom and discipline are not enemies. They are the two wings of the same bird. Freedom without discipline vanishes in the first storm. Discipline without freedom becomes a lifeless chain. Only together can you fly far and stand firm, blaze brightly without burning out. I've seen people chase only the light, but without foundation, they fall into despair. And I've seen others cling so tightly to rules they smother the creativity inside them. Both extremes steal us from happiness. The answer lies in the middle, where Uranus ignites the flame and Saturn keeps it burning. Think of your fire. It's powerful, radiant, but without a forge it could turn into chaos. The forge is discipline, responsibility. It shapes the flame so it becomes creation, not destruction. A fire needs air to burn, but it also needs a hearth to hold it. That is the lesson Uranus and Saturn whisper to you. Aries, have you wondered why opportunities come and slip away so quickly? Why flashes of brilliance don't always stay long enough to change everything? Perhaps because Saturn has not yet walked beside you. You need the firm hand of that old teacher to anchor your lightning, to turn sparks into lasting foundations. In this world, dreamers are often called naive. The disciplined are often called rigid. But you can be the proof that dreaming and discipline can live together in one soul. One gives you eyes to see further. The other gives you feet to stand firm. And when both walk with you, you don't just pass through life, you leave a mark. I believe August 29th will not only bring you the flash of Uranus, but also the whisper of Saturn. Build a foundation for this light. Turn a fleeting moment into a permanent turning point. And when you do, you'll understand God never wanted you to shine for a moment. He wanted you to become a torch bright enough to light the path for yourself and for others. So listen closely. True freedom is not running endlessly forward, nor is it building walls to block the wind. True freedom is knowing what you need to burn the right way, and being humble enough to admit even light needs a place to rest. And when you finally walk with Uranus and Saturn, when eruption and endurance become when you step into a new field of light. But that light is not only shaped by the stars above, it is also decided by the shadows within you, because sometimes it is the darkness inside Aries that keeps you from fully embracing the light. My dear Aries, not every flame brings light. Sometimes a fire that rises too fast only ends up burning itself out. Deep within you, there is always a part ready to leap, to fight, to charge into uncharted roads. That impulsive spark is what makes you the pioneer. But be honest with yourself, how many times has that same impulse left you exhausted, leaving behind a long, cold emptiness inside? There are nights you lie still in the dark, no sound, no one beside you. You hear your heartbeat pounding like war drums, yet there are no soldiers following. You are the lone warrior standing on the battlefield of your own making. And in that moment, a quiet question rises. Is this true strength, or just the armor you wear to hide the fear of being hurt? Aries, you long for love, yet so often choose to fight alone. You crave abundance, yet you build walls that keep it away. The shadows of impulse and loneliness cover you, keeping you from touching what you truly need. People see you as strong, unyielding. But few realize that behind the armor lies a tender heart, aching for a hand to hold. Have you ever turned yourself into fireworks, brilliant for a moment, then gone in the night sky? How many times have you believed, if only you fought harder, pushed further, then you would win? But true strength is not in carrying the whole sky alone. It is in the courage to lay your armor down, to let someone walk beside you, to allow another hand to reach in, to let another heart find your rhythm. So many mistake sharing as weakness. But think of a guitar. One string alone can only make a single note. Yet a full melody requires many strings to vibrate together. Life is the same. Your strength was never meant just for solitary battles. It was meant to inspire, to unite with others, to create a deeper, more beautiful harmony. Aries, have you ever felt tired from carrying too much? If you've been caught in that spiral, let me invite you to take one small step. Set the burden down just once. Don't fear being seen as weak. Let others see the real you, a heart still burning, but also willing to tremble when the wind touches it. When you learn to trust, to share, to cooperate, you don't lose freedom. In truth, you multiply your fire. One small flame can light a single room, but when shared, it can warm an entire village. God never created us to live in isolation. He made us to carry one another, to shine for one another in the dark. And you, Aries, you too deserve to be carried, to be loved, to be seen not only as a warrior but as a whole being, strong yet tender. If you've ever felt like you had to carry it all, I invite you to leave a Aries as a sign that you too are learning to release, to allow someone else to walk with you. And when you dare to set the sword down, when you dare to lower the wall of pride, something miraculous begins. A sacred compass in your heart awakens, guiding you toward true love and toward the prosperity your soul has always longed for. On the long journey, when you've laid your burdens down, when you've learned to set the sword aside, something quiet begins to move. Not out there, but inside your chest. A hidden compass, silent for years, slowly begins to turn. It doesn't just point toward wealth or luck. It leads you to something far greater, a destined love. How many times have you longed for a true love, yet hesitated to open your heart? How many times have you told yourself you don't need anyone, that freedom matters more than anything? And still, in the quiet of night, wished for a hand to be woven into your own. That compass was born to answer that longing. It guides you to the soul your spirit has waited for. Not a love that chains you, but a love that lifts you higher. A love where you can remain yourself, free, yet deeply connected. For those still walking alone, August 29th may mark a meeting that changes the entire course of life. Not chance, but the design of the universe. They will arrive like a wind, igniting the flame in your heart, not to put it out, but to make it burn brighter. And in the very first glance, you'll know this is no fleeting encounter. This is the missing piece your soul once thought it had lost somewhere in the vast unknown. For those already in love, the compass won't always lead to someone new. It may guide you deeper into a love you already hold. A bond beyond form, where two hearts not only understand but lift each other in silence. It isn't the love of grand promises, but the love found in every look, every touch, every quiet moment where you still hear one another. True love does not strip you of yourself. It is like wings. When someone touches the most authentic part of you, they don't want you smaller. They want you to fly further. Real love doesn't turn flame into ash. It gives it a gentle breath so it burns longer, steadier. Many fear love, thinking it will trap them. But think of a dance. One leads, the other moves with the rhythm. Both surrender to the music. Neither is caged, yet both are lifted. Destined love is just like that. It doesn't take freedom away, it expands it. Because now, you're no longer walking alone. Perhaps you've built many walls, thinking they would protect your heart. But over time, you realize those walls never stopped loneliness. They only kept the light from entering. The compass within is a reminder. It's time to open the door. Time to let the light touch you. And once you dare to open, you'll see love doesn't make you weaker. It makes you stronger than any weapon ever could. If you've ever feared love, listen to your heartbeat right now. If you've ever thought you didn't need anyone, remember, God created the heart not only to pump blood, but to love, to connect, to find the sacred in another soul. Tell me, have you ever lived a love so deep it changed you forever? A moment when you realized true love does not break you, it remakes you into someone more beautiful than before. I believe many of those stories could become lamps, guiding hesitant hearts back to faith. And then, when the heart has opened, when the sacred compass leads you into the place where love and light meet, another current begins to move. A golden river once blocked by invisible walls now begins to flow toward you. When the heart has opened, when the hidden compass inside you begins to move with the rhythm of destined love, you'll notice something else unfolding. It's as if old dams that blocked the flow for years are suddenly taken down. A golden river shimmering with light begins to pour into your life. It doesn't rush, it doesn't roar, but its strength is undeniable, as if it has waited for centuries just to arrive in this moment. Close your eyes and imagine a river winding through the hills, the sunlight striking each drop like fragments of broken gold. That is the image of abundance about to reveal itself in your life. Not just money, but freedom. Freedom to choose a life that your heart truly desires. Freedom to turn dreams into reality. For so long, you have fought through scarcity. There were days when money felt like drops of water slipping away, drying up in your hands. You've tasted the bitterness of lack. You know what it means to rise again from nothing. And those very struggles have prepared you. Because when the golden river flows in, you won't waste it. You'll know how to use it to plant, to build, to lift up the bigger dreams. Dreams not only for yourself, but for those walking with you. True abundance is not just numbers in an account. True abundance is when you can sit down, take a deep breath, and know tomorrow will not haunt you with worry. It is when you can give without fear of losing, when you can build without fear of collapse. That golden river comes to bring you peace, the kind of peace you once only dared to dream of. But it's not just a river. Beside you, an ocean is opening, the ocean of fortune. Picture yourself standing at the shore, watching endless waves roll in, one after another. Each wave an opportunity. Before one fades, another is already rushing toward you. In the past, you grew used to long seasons of waiting, hoping for a single small chance. But now the sea is wide open. Waves of luck keep arriving. And luck is never just random. It is born of a heart that is ready, eyes that can see what others overlook, and hands strong enough to grasp the moment when it comes. Others may call it chance, but you know it is harmony between you and the universe. Doors once sealed tight now swing open. Opportunities you thought belonged only to others appear right when you need them. Encounters that look accidental are in truth the arrangements of the Creator. When your heart is healed, when your fire has found balance between eruption and endurance, the universe places you in the right place, at the right time. So you don't just witness the gifts, you hold them. But remember, the ocean of fortune is not a place to stand still and wait. It is a place to learn how to swim, how to ride the waves, to turn each wave into a force that carries you farther. One who stands frozen on the shore will only see water rise and fall. But one who dares to enter, to let the water carry them, will be taken out beyond the horizon where the light is wide and endless. So don't stand still waiting for luck to knock. Step forward, take action, believe you are worthy to receive. The golden river and the ocean of fortune do not come to those who wait passively. They come to those who open, who dare to take the first step. You may have thought fortune only smiles on others. But believe this, on August 29th, the universe will smile on you. Because you have endured enough, learned enough, and now it is time to reap. So let me ask you, if one day all your financial worries were lifted, what would you build? What would you give back? And if a complete, gentle love arrived at your door, how would you open your heart? Share it with me, because your story may awaken hope in someone else. Prosperity and fortune are not here just for you to enjoy. They arrive so you may live more fully, give more freely, and turn your life into living proof of the power of faith. A soul that once walked in darkness now steps on a road shimmering with light, not just for themselves, but to guide those still stumbling behind. And when the golden river flows, when the ocean of fortune washes over you, you will see something deeper. These blessings don't just come to change your life, they come to change you. You become softer, more grateful, more courageous. You no longer live only as a warrior who fights, but as a guide who lights the path for everyone walking beside you. Yet, to truly enter that moment, there is still one more gift waiting. A final reminder, a sacred awakening, one that the universe has set aside only for you. There are moments in life that aren't measured by years, but by the way the soul trembles. August 29th, 2025 is one of those moments, not just a date on the calendar, but a mark that comes once in 1,000 years. It is like the ringing of a timeless bell, awakening you from unfinished dreams, offering you a chance to rewrite destiny. Picture yourself standing before a massive gate of light. Behind you, a road covered with scars, years of battles, countless falls, nights drenched in tears. But ahead, a radiant path, where the golden river and the ocean of fortune meet, where love and freedom weave into a perfect symphony. In this moment, you no longer need to ask if you're worthy, because the universe itself has chosen you to walk through that gate. Yet, here lies a truth few dare to face. Before you step through, you must answer one final question. Will you let go of fear? Will you lay down the proud walls you've built to guard your heart? Because if you cling to them, the gate will remain closed. Not because the universe punishes you, but because the door inside you has yet to open. True freedom does not come from walking alone. True freedom comes from keeping your own flame while allowing another's light to shine beside it. That is harmony, and that is what God has always whispered. You do not have to walk through the darkness alone. I have placed souls around you to lift you. Look back at all you've walked through, every wound a chapter, every failure a brick, every pain a lesson. None of it came to imprison you, it came to prepare you for this very second, the second you are no longer defined by the past, but by the choice you make now. You can remain in the dark, or you can step into the light. And when you choose light, everything changes. The 1000-year moment is not something happening outside of you. It is a revolution in the heart. It is the rebirth of faith, of love, of courage. It transforms you from a fighter into a guide, from a lonely warrior into a torch that lights the way. People often think miracles fall down from the sky, but the truth, miracles are unlocked when you agree to open your heart. When you say, I am ready, I am worthy, I believe. And on August 29th, those words will be the key that swings open the 1000-year gate. I want you to pause for just a moment, take a deep breath, and imagine this. If from today on you lived as though you were already free of every chain, what would you do differently? Who would you forgive? What opportunity would you seize? Who would you finally tell, I love you? Let those answers guide you into that destined day with a heart wide open. Never think you are too small before the universe, because in your very breath lives the rhythm of eternity, and in your eyes burns the spark God lit at the dawn of creation. You were not sent here to live dimly. You came to burn bright, to love deeply, to live abundantly, to stand as proof that light always triumphs over darkness. And when that day arrives, be grateful for yourself. Grateful that you did not give up. Grateful that you endured enough to know worth is not measured by wealth, but by how you rise after every fall. Grateful that deep inside, you always kept a fragile faith that something good was still waiting. That faith now becomes the sail carrying you into a new journey. August 29th, 2025 will not just change a day in your life. It will change the way you see the world, the way you see yourself. From that day on, poverty and pain will fade like distant memories, and in their place abundance, both in your heart and in your hands. Love enough for you to be free and yet held. Fortune like a steady wind beneath every step. Believe this, you are worthy of it all, and live as if that day has already begun. Thank you for listening with your whole heart, and I bless you that on the path ahead, you always find your own light. And let August 29th, 2025 become the dawn of the brightest chapter of your life.